Okay. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your NBA playoff preview for both Saturday and Sunday, June 19th and 20th. Going to cover all three NBA playoff games for Saturday and Sunday this weekend, Father's Day weekend. I'm also going to let you know which way the public is leaning in all three games, give you some additional handicap and information as well. We're going to cover the big game Saturday night, Game 7 on Saturday night between the Bucks and Nets, and then, of course, the two games on Sunday. Game 1 between the Clippers and Suns, and then they play another Game 7 from the previous round on Sunday night. Big Game 7 between the Hawks and 76ers. Going to give you the NBA side, public sides, and totals for all three games. Also, some additional tidbits and handicapping information for you free right here on this video in just a moment. NBA playoff preview for all three games this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Quick reminder, if you're not playing baseball, you're missing out. I'm red hot in Major League Baseball, 63% run since last month. NBA also on a 63% run. You all know that. The NBA playoffs have been fantastic overall, but don't forget about baseball. And I've got a very special that expires this weekend, a $100 discount on any all-access package at WagerTalk.com for Steve Merril of 30 days or longer. Most specifically, it's usually a 30, 90, or 365-day package. So you pick the one that works best for you, and you're getting a great substantial discount, $100 off with promo code STEVE100. STEVE100 gets you a $100 discount on any all-access, all-sports package of 30 days or longer. Just go to the all-access drop-down, choose either the 30, 90, or one-year special, and apply promo code STEVE100 for a $100 discount on any all-access package of 30 days or longer. That gets you every baseball and basketball play every day. Same best bets I'm personally using. Same games that are on a 63% run in both baseball and NBA. By the way, over the past month, over a 42% increase in bankroll in just 1 month. Make that long-term commitment. Steve100 right now. WagerTalk.com. Any 30-day or longer all-access package. Hey, we talked about baseball being hot. The NBA's been great too. Let's get to those three NBA games for this weekend. First one goes Saturday night, 8:30 Eastern on TNT. We're looking at a huge Game 7 between the Bucks and the Nets. Now, we all know that Kyrie Irving is out. James Harden is back in. Harden has not looked good so far. In fact, in the Game 5 return, he was just 1 for 10 the other night, 5 total points in over 40 minutes. They got that win because of Kevin Durant. The Bucks blew a 16-point halftime lead. Kevin Durant carried that team on his back, and then some 49 points, 28 rebounds and assists to add to. One of the best overall playoff performances, really, that I have ever seen. He was off a little bit, just 32 points in Game 6, and the Bucks had their number one by 15. So the question becomes here, do we back who I think is the healthier, better team in Milwaukee, or do we back one of the greatest players of all times, Kevin Durant, against an overrated MVP, in my opinion, on Giannis? I really think this game actually comes down to James Harden, if he's healthier. It's now the third game in 5 days for both these teams. You got to figure that wear and tear is going to hurt the Nets a little bit more. And if we look at the public consensus in this game, right now, they don't agree. They're backing Kevin Durant. I'm seeing about 2/3 of all the tickets on the Brooklyn Nets. So the public is on the Nets tonight. I've also seen this line to start to creep a little bit higher at some of the more public sports books out there. We had a lot of 1.5s out there, and it's a Saturday afternoon, a lot of 2s out there now. Some of the sharp books, but also some of the public books were leading the way. So once again, I do think the Brooklyn Nets -2 looks like the public side tonight. I think Milwaukee has outplayed them in recent games, but once again, you got to worry about Kevin Durant in any one-off situation, as I think he's one of the greatest, maybe one of the most underrated greats of all time. That game, once again, 8:30 Eastern tonight on Saturday. Let's move to Sunday to the two playoff games. First one on the board is actually the next round. We have two Game 7s in the East, and in between, we have a conference finals Game 1, and that's the Phoenix Suns against the LA Clippers Sunday afternoon. This will be 3:30 Eastern ABC primetime in the afternoon on Sunday, Father's Day. And right now, the Phoenix Suns about a 5-point home favorite against the Clippers in Game 1. The total 221.5. A little bit early for me to get a lot of consensus data. Some sites I'm looking at have it's pretty split right now. And of course, a lot of people are waiting to find out about Chris Paul. It doesn't look like he's playing. As of Saturday, while I do this video, he's not even with the team anymore. So I'm ruling him out for Game 1. I think that is priced into the odds. And also keep in mind, yes, it's a quick turnaround for the LA Clippers. They just played 2 big Game 5s and 6s. By the way, they're down 25 on Friday night, outscored the Jazz by 37 down the stretch to win that Game 6. They're still, of course, without Kawhi Leonard, one of the best playoff players in recent history. Yet they've won back-to-back games without him as an underdog. I do think the Suns will have a better game plan now for the Kawhi-less Clippers, if you will, but they're going to be without Paul George, and Paul George might be aging, but he is playing great. In fact, in that 4-game sweep against the Nuggets last week, he averaged 25.5 points, 10.5 assists per game. He averaged a double-double over those 4 games, and he had a double-double in 2 of the 4. So that's going to be a big blow if he's not in the lineup, and I think that's another reason it's a little early to see exactly which way the public is leaning on this one. I do expect them to probably lean towards Phoenix as the home favorite, although the public wanted nothing to do with the Clippers. That Utah line went from 3 up to 8 in Game 5, and the Clippers won outright. They're down by 25 in Game 6. They come from behind and win. I don't think the public is going to be on board. I would expect them to probably be on Phoenix. But once again, I think they're going to tread lightly with Chris Paul and Kawhi Leonard both being out of this game. So we'll see where the numbers land on Sunday afternoon. But as of Saturday, a little bit too early to make a public call in this one. But some interesting information nonetheless to look at for Game 1 between the Suns and Clippers. One other thing I'll point out, a couple weeks ago, we talked about, that Game 1, Utah was the rested team with the altitude edge. Meanwhile, the Clippers are coming off a hard-fought Game 7, back-to-back wins to stave off elimination against the Mavericks, traveling with just 1 day's rest into the thin air and altitude of Salt Lake City. Yet the Clippers played better in the first half, and the Jazz were really rusty. I heard Shaquille O'Neal say about a week ago that 5 days or more was the magic number for him during his career. And after 5 days or more is when the rust sets in. Suns have been off since last Sunday, exactly a week, 6 days of rest. So I would be cautious with Phoenix in the first half. Full game line is 5. First half line is 2.5. If you like Phoenix, you probably want to play the full game, as I could see them coming out a little bit rusty after the full week off. Hey, let's look at that final game for Sunday night. A quick reminder, though, Sunday night is when my promo code expires, Steve100. Quite simply gets you a $100 discount on any all-access package of 30 days or longer from myself, Steve Merril, at WagerTalk.com. Use promo code Steve100 and get $100 off any all-sports access package of 30 days or longer right now on my page at WagerTalk.com. Let's look at that other big Game 7 in the Eastern Conference. You're going to have to wait till Sunday night, but it should be a good one. Hawks at the Sixers. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern, back on TNT. And this is an interesting situation for me because I'm actually seeing the public money, at least the early public bets, on the Atlanta Hawks. A little bit surprised by that because, the Sixers have really dominated the recent games in this series. But then again, Atlanta has found a way to keep them close and win a lot of those games. And I guess that's what the public's looking at. I have seen some sharp money, though, on Philadelphia. So I'm going to call for a little bit of a sharp square divide in this game. I think the consensus is early looking like it's on Atlanta, but some of the early sharp money has pushed this line higher. And as I do this video on Saturday afternoon right now, I am seeing this Philadelphia 76ers a solid 7-point favorite across the board in most locations. Keep in mind that we don't talk about key numbers in the NBA like we do the NFL. Obviously, 3 and 7 in pro football are critical numbers, but there is some thought out there that 7 is a partially key number in NBA basketball because a 7-point margin is when teams keep fouling. Once it's 8, 9, 10s, they kind of call off the dogs. Now, this is a Game 7 elimination game, so that might not be the case as much. I think they'll keep fouling there. As far as the total, opened 217.5 last night on Friday after the game. It's now 216.5 on Saturday afternoon. And once again, Game 7s, I didn't mention this in the Milwaukee game earlier, but Game 7s historically do tend to the under a little bit. That's what we've seen over the decades. Harder defense, more hard-nosed defense. And by the way, going back to that Game 7 Milwaukee-Brooklyn, all 6 games have stayed under so far. Of course, a lot of it's had to do with injuries and whatnot. But the first game was around 240, and now we're at a 216. It's dropped almost 24 points in just 6 games with 6 straight unders. That was Milwaukee-Brooklyn, of course. We're looking at a 216.5, very similar number for Game 7 between Atlanta and Philly. Once again, looks like the public is on Atlanta. A little bit of sharp money on Philly. That is Sunday night. And by the way, Philadelphia made you sweat it again as a 3-point favorite on Game 6. They won by 5 down the stretch with a couple free throws. Keep in mind, they've had double-digit leads the 2 games before. They blew a 26-point lead in Game 5 and ended up losing by 3. So we'll see if they can stay focused for a full 48 minutes on Sunday night. Hey, hope you found the information useful. By the way, as far as the totals go, the public, as they often are leaning towards the over in all 3 from what I'm seeing as of the early numbers this weekend. So once again, I expect the public consensus to be on the over in all 3 games, even though Game 7s and also Game 1s between Class A teams have tended under. So once again, a little bit of a sharp square divide there as well. Public leaning over. Some historical information probably favors the unders, so do what you will with that information. Hey, if you like this information, give me a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to WagerTalk TV. We have over 70,000 subscribers trying to hit that magic number of 100K. And don't forget to leave me a comment below. Let me know who you like this weekend on both Saturday and Sunday in the NBA playoffs. And on the way out, don't forget, last chance this weekend to save $100 on any all-access package. That's baseball and basketball combined. Of course, if you go 90 days, you're going to get football as well. If you go 365, you're going to get every sport every day for the next year. No matter which all-access you choose, 30, 90, or 365, you get a $100 discount right now with Steve100. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Use promo code Steve100 for a $100 discount this weekend and this weekend only on any 30-day or longer all-access package. WagerTalk.com. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and leave me comments below. And I'll be back sooner than later right here on Wager Talk TV with more information. Best of luck this weekend.